How's it going, guys? My name is Luis, and we just got a bunch of information regarding Pokemon and what we can expect from the series over the next year and a half. On May 29th in Japan, Game Freak held a little press conference where they announced 4 new games, a brand new device that helps you interact with all of those games. And here's pretty much the rundown of everything that got announced today. The first game that was announced was a free-to-play game coming to both Nintendo Switch and smartphones called Pokemon Quest. This new game actually comes out later today, and it might even be out by the time I finish uploading this video. It's a spin-off RPG that takes all the Pokemon from the Kanto region to this brand new region called the Tumblecube Island. It's a very different type of RPG that has you befriending Pokemon in an almost Tomodachi-like way. You'll cook them food, battle other Pokemon, and use items called Power Stones to customize the stats of your Pokemon. The overall look of the game adopts a very Crossy Roads-like art style where everything is very cube-like. Being on both mobile devices and the Switch, you can use touch controls to navigate the entire game as well. Seeing as the game isn't out at the time of making this video, there isn't much I can say in terms of impressions of the gameplay. It's a free-to-play title though, so after checking out this video, hop onto the eShop or your iOS or Android store and give the game a shot. Now, the biggest news that came out of this event were the next 2 pair of games that were announced for the Nintendo Switch, and that's Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu Edition and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee Edition, both coming to the Switch on November 16th, 2018 this year. These pair of games are what most people thought would end up being the new RPG Pokemon games coming to the Switch. Instead, they're more like companion games for Pokemon Go. They're completely new games that take place in the Kanto region, though this isn't a yellow remake, but instead just heavily inspired by the original games. Depending if you get Pikachu or Eevee Edition, you get either one of those Pokemon to stay by your side throughout the entire game. These games are targeted at newcomers of the Pokemon series or gamers who got introduced to Pokemon through Pokemon Go, but never really dipped their toes into the core franchise. Throughout the game, you'll come across the Kanto region Pokemon out in the wild just like you would on the map in Pokemon Go. Continuing that trend, if you actually run into one of these Pokemon you see up in the open world of the Kanto region, you'll actually be introduced into a capture system or setup that's very similar to the Pokemon Go app, but now uses the motion controls of the Joy-Con. Using one of your Joy-Con, you can use the motion controls to recreate the swipe in Pokemon Go and throw a Pokeball in hopes of capturing said Pokemon. You can even hand a friend a second Joy-Con to have them help you out and capture Pokemon, or even battle in the open area. Here's where you'll find your first gaming taboo with the Pokemon series. You can't battle wild Pokemon, you literally can only get the option to throw a Pokeball, use an item, or run away. That's it. It's going to be a very jarring experience for those of you that expected this to be a core RPG game like Pokemon Sun and Moon, but very familiar if you're familiar with Pokemon Go and have kept on playing that game. Now, that's not to say that battles aren't in this new game. You can still battle other trainers and CPU characters just like you would in the original Pokemon RPGs. With that said, the stat system for the Pokemon has been, according to Game Freak, very simplified from the core RPG game. Now, with the new series name being Let's Go, it's pretty safe to assume there's a lot of integration with Pokemon Go, and you'd be correct to make that assumption. Pokemon Go players can transfer their Pokemon via Bluetooth over to Let's Go and have them show up as capturable Pokemon in a specific area. That transfer system only works from Pokemon Go to Let's Go, though friends can trade between the Let's Go games as well. As for which Pokemon are in the game, you'll find the original 151 as well as their Sun and Moon forms if they have any. A brand new Pokemon, not just a brand new form, was also hinted at the end of the reveal trailer. Overall, these new pair of Switch games are more focusing on the experience of capturing Pokemon rather than the whole competitive nature of the core RPG series. Everything is simplified and it's just more of an expansion or extension of Pokemon Go on the Switch. And it's there for those of you that really want it or want to get back into Pokemon Go if you dropped it. There was even an accessory for the Switch called Pokeball Plus for the games. It was a controller in the shape of a Pokeball that has an analog stick, lights up in multiple colors, vibrates, and makes sounds. Using this accessory, you can play Pokemon Let's Go and have a more realistic Pokemon capturing immersion, and even use the accessory as a Pokemon Go Plus accessory. Those that use the new controller to transfer Pokemon Go Pokemon to the Switch games will earn bonus presents as well. Now, after all that information, Game Freak did confirm that a brand new core Pokemon RPG is coming to the Switch like the traditional Sun and Moon and X and Y, though it isn't coming until the second half of 2019. That news may be bittersweet for some of you, as it does confirm that you'll get a more traditional Pokemon game if you were disappointed by the Let's Go announcement, but you won't get it until next year. Ultimately, I'm pretty satisfied with the announcements given today. Pokemon Quest looks cute, it's something I'm going to try out, though realistically I don't expect it to capture my attention too much, as not even Pokemon Go was able to keep me for more than 5 months. Regardless, the game is free on mobile devices and on the Switch, so by the time you finish watching this video, you can probably get it right now. The Let's Go games are a bit more controversial. They're extensions for Pokemon Go that reel in those Pokemon Go players that either haven't played beyond the app or want to reel back players who gave up on the app. Either way, I think the games look fun, and though they're not traditional, I think they offer the closest experience gamers have gotten to a real-life Pokemon experience beyond the limitations of Pokemon Go. I'll definitely be giving these a fair shot and review when they come out later this year. The news of a core RPG still coming out next year is really exciting, and I hope they don't waste the idea of the Kanto remake just on Pokemon Let's Go. I've been really hoping for a new core RPG game that takes you back to the Kanto region, but also has post-game content into the 2nd and 3rd generation regions. A more full-length Pokemon adventure, if you will. It's a bit of a bummer we have to wait for it, but they did warn us it might not even come out in 2018, so I think it's fair to say it's a fair amount of wait time. But let me know what you guys think about all this information, including the Quest game, the new pair of games, as well as the RPG coming out next year, in the comments down below. I'm pretty happy with all the information, but I want to know what you guys have to say, as well as if you guys are going to pick up any of these games. Let me know. Thank you all very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, drop it a like, subscribe for more videos just like this, and consider sharing the video with anyone that hasn't caught up on all the Pokemon news today. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.